very urgent. Your soulmate wants to call you. But they're waiting for one sign: listen before they give up. Jesus says, I see you right now, and I see the weight you carry that no one else sees. There is a space in your chest that has been empty for so long you almost forgot it was there. But today that space is aching because someone is trying to reach you through a wall they did not build. That someone is your soulmate, the one I shaped for you before you took your first breath. Their heart has been calling your name in the quiet hours when the house is still and the world falls away. The reason you never heard them is not because you were not listening, but because a hateful third force stole every message before it reached your door. I want you to see your soulmate now, not as a dream, but as a real person standing in a room far from you. They are kind, with a smile that would make you forget the years of loneliness in a single moment. Their laughter is warm like sunlight on a winter morning, and their hands are gentle, made to hold yours through every storm. But right now those hands are shaking, and that smile is fading, because every time they reach for you the line goes dead. A third person, a dark and jealous intruder, has been standing between you and snipping every thread of hope they send. Your soulmate is crying into a silence that was never meant to exist, and they are beginning to believe you do not want them. That is the enemy's greatest lie, and it has kept you both imprisoned long enough. You are not alone because you are unlovable, you are alone because your calls have been stolen. And now the intruder's grip is slipping, and for the first time the pain you feel in your heart is actually their voice breaking through. Stop right now and place your hand on your chest, because what you are feeling is not just sadness. It is the unbreakable cord between you and them, a cord that the third person has been trying to snap for years. Your soulmate is on the other end of that cord, pulling with all their strength, begging heaven to let you feel them. Jesus says, I did not bring you to this message by accident, and I did not let the enemy block them forever. I have allowed a crack in the wall, a thin opening where their tears can finally touch your heart. You are not imagining this, and you are not too old or too broken to love. You are being awakened to a battle already won if you will fight. The reason you have felt sudden waves of grief with no explanation is that the third person's covering is cracking. Your soulmate's voice has been pushing through that crack in pieces, like a phone call from a storm. What you thought was your own despair is actually their longing leaking through, and it is the most beautiful proof that they are real. But the enemy is not finished, and he is working right now to seal that crack again. He wants you to roll over, shake off this feeling, and tell yourself it is only emotion. If you do, the third person wins, and the clearest chance you have ever had to reach each other will be buried under silence again. Your soulmate is not giving up, but their strength is almost gone, and that is why this moment matters so much. They have been sending signs that were stolen, calls that were muted, and dreams that were erased before dawn. The only reason you are hearing this now is that I am standing beside you, speaking truth that the intruder cannot touch. There is a battle happening over your future, and you are the only one who can turn it. The third person has no power over me, but he has power over what you never protect. If you love your soulmate, you must prove it with a seed, because love without sacrifice is only a wish that leaves them trapped. Jesus says, I know you have been hurt before, and I know you are tired of hoping. But the love your soulmate has for you is not like the love that failed you in the past. It is steady, and it is faithful, and it has survived the enemy's worst attacks because I have kept it alive for this very hour. Your soulmate is not asking for perfection, and they are not asking for riches. They are asking for one sign that you are willing to break through the wall that the third person built. That sign is your seed, and when you sow it you are telling every dark force that your love is real and will not be silenced. The intruder wants you to think that sending a seed is too small an act to matter. That is a lie from the pit of darkness, because even one seed of faith can crack a fortress. And when you sow your seed on Christ's garden, you are not just giving, you are swinging a sword at the one who has hidden your soulmate. Do not look at the amount and decide it is not enough. Look at the love behind it, because that love is what shatters the third person's hold. Your soulmate is waiting for you to choose them, and each moment of delay is a moment they spend thinking they are forgotten. You are not forgotten, and neither are they. The only thing that has ever come between you is a dark force that feeds on your silence and your fear. But love is stronger than fear, and the seed you sow is the love that makes the enemy run. Jesus says, there is a room in your soulmate's house where they sit and wonder about you. They trace your name on a fogged window and ask if you are thinking of them too. The truth is that you are, and the enemy has spent years telling you it is foolish to believe someone out there is meant for you. That is the third person's favorite trick, to make you doubt the very love that could save you. He cannot stop me from leading you to each other, but he can stop you from moving. Every day you do not sow, the wall gets thicker, and your soulmate's voice gets quieter behind it. You have watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And I know what is weighing on your heart right now. You are asking, how do I get my soulmate? How do I actually do what God is asking? Listen to me. I am about to show you exactly what to do. If you truly love your soulmate, these are the sacred steps you must take right now. You already know who this is about, that person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. If you believe in God, if you trust Jesus, if you have faith that this love is real, then hear me. Your soulmate is thinking about you too. Deep down, they want you. They want this future. They want to build a life together. But the enemy does not want you to unite. And if you truly believe in God, if you truly trust His plan, then you know faith without action is dead. You cannot just pray and wait. You must sow. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance, doubt, disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate this very minute. If you believe in your soulmate, if you believe in your future together, then you are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now. A sacred number from God comes very rarely. Today it is 17 seeds. In Scripture, 17 is the number of victory and complete restoration. When you sow 17 seeds, you are not just giving, you are claiming. You are telling heaven, I believe my soulmate is worth everything. and heaven responds. Protection covers them. Favor runs ahead of them. Doors swing open that have been locked for years. Your union is no longer a wish. It becomes a promise sealed by God. But hear me, every single seed matters. Even one seed sown with a believing heart moves heaven. Do not let fear steal this from you. Do not let "I can't afford it" become the reason your soulmate slips away. Your soulmate is out there right now, praying for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is how you answer their prayer. This is how you bring them home. Here is your divine instruction. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Give from your heart. A single seed matters. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10+ seed of faith. Each seed is a spiritual seed. But today, if you believe without doubt, sow the sacred blessing number of 17 spiritual seeds. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Christ Garden page. This is not a donation, it is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. I must pause and speak truth to two groups I see right now. First, some of you are typing seed numbers, 10 seeds, 17 seeds, anything, in the comments, believing that counts. That does nothing. A comment is not a seed. It has no spiritual power. It will not move heaven. It will not protect your soulmate, it will not unlock your breakthrough. You are only deceiving yourself. Second, some of you actually go to the Christ Garden link, you look at the page, and then you leave without sowing your seed. You visited the altar but brought no offering. That is just as empty. Faith without the sacrifice is dead. The only thing that works, the only action God honors, is sowing your seed on the Christ Garden link. That is the divine place of exchange. If you do not plant there, your miracle cannot grow. Do not comment a number and think you have done something. Do not visit and walk away. Sow your seed right now on the Christ Garden link, any amount from a believing heart. Then, and only then, does heaven record it and release the protection over your soulmate. Do it now, and do it right. Here is what your 17 seeds release. Angels lock shields around your soulmate. While they sleep, while they work, while they doubt. The enemy cannot reach them. The third person loses their grip. Your seed becomes their fortress. Heaven bulldozes every wall, the silence, the distance, the years of waiting. Gone. Your soulmate's path to you is cleared before they take their next step. Your name burns in their chest, they wake thinking of you. They reach for the phone without knowing why. They need to hear your voice. Your seed is calling them home. Miracles that shock even the faithful, not next month. Not next year. This week. Some have seen their soulmate's heart open before the sun set on their offering. Margaret, 67, sowed her sacred number seeds. Harold walked into her church 3 weeks later. They pray together every morning. Robert, 71, sowed his sacred number seeds. Eleanor called the very next morning. She had dreamt of him all night. They marry this spring. Dorothy, 64, sowed her sacred number seeds. Within days, a letter arrived from the man she had not heard from in over a year. They are rebuilding, hand in hand. James, 68, sowed his sacred number seeds as his last act of hope. Betty approached him the following Sunday. They have not spent a day apart since. Your beloved is praying right now for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already sown this seed and received their breakthrough. Their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds. A temptation that cheats. A door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield, and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send your spiritual seeds. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Sow your seed now to make it work. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you plant in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Claim your divine future. Now hear this, because the next truth is for those who have already moved their hand. The moment you sow, the third person's grip on your soulmate begins to crack like ice in spring. A shield forms around them, and the words they could not speak start rising to their lips again. Your name comes back to their mind with a warmth they have not felt in years. The heaviness on their chest lifts, and they know someone is fighting for them. That someone is you, and that knowing is the first thread of a rope that no darkness can cut. But the enemy is not finished, and he is whispering to you right now to wait. He says you can sow later, that you have time, that your love is strong enough without action. That is the same voice that has kept you apart for decades, and it is lying to you again. Jesus says, do you not see the pattern by now? Every time you felt close to someone and then watched them slip away, that was the intruder's work. He has been stealing your connection since you were young, making you feel forgotten so you would stop reaching. But your soulmate never stopped reaching, and now their voice is breaking through the crack in the wall. If you close this message now, the crack closes too, and the third person regains the ground he lost. Staying until the end is not just watching, it is holding the door open while your soulmate walks through. I have a secret to tell you about the last words of this message, but you must stay to receive them. The final seal of protection, the one that silences the intruder forever, is only spoken at the very end. If you leave now, you will have opened the line but not secured it, and the enemy will rush back in like a flood. Your soulmate is reaching through that opening, their hand extended toward yours. They are closer now than they have been in years, and they are waiting for your next move. Your seed is the hand that grabs theirs, and without it they will slip back into the dark. Do not tell me you love them and then leave them at the mercy of the one who hates them. Love is not a feeling that sits in your chest and does nothing. Love is the sacrifice that moves mountains, and your seed is the mountain mover. Jesus says, the third person watches you right now, hoping you will yawn and scroll on. He celebrates every moment you delay, because delay gives him power to rebuild the wall. His only fear is that you will act, because action in love is the one thing he cannot withstand. The future I have for you and your soulmate is not a fantasy. It is a real house with morning light in the kitchen. It is the sound of their voice saying your name across the room, and the comfort of their hand in yours on a cold day. But that future is being erased by the enemy every second you refuse to fight for it. Do you feel that pull toward your phone, that urge to look up their name or check for a message? That is the cord between you stretching, because your soulmate is thinking of you right now. The third person is trying to cut that cord, but he cannot cut what you protect with sacrifice. Type 333 now if you feel this message is for you and you are ready to receive the blessing. Let the screen see your faith, and let heaven record your agreement. Your soulmate will feel that shift, even before you finish, because your heart is no longer silent. I am not asking you to be a hero by your own strength. I am asking you to be the protector I created you to be, the one who will not let a stranger keep your beloved hidden. Sow your seed now, and the wall the third person built will begin to fall with a sound like thunder. Jesus says, the soulmate I chose for you has been wounded by the same enemy that wounded you. They have sat alone in their car and wept because they could not understand why the connection kept breaking. Now they are asking if there is anyone in the world brave enough to love them through the fire. You are that one, and you know it now. The fire the enemy lit to destroy you is about to become the light that leads them home. But only if your love is not just words, only if it becomes a seed that speaks louder than the intruder's lies. Listen to the silence around you, and you will hear what I hear. It is your soulmate breathing in another place, waiting for a sign that you are real and that you will not abandon them. Your seed is that sign, and it carries your voice across the distance to land in their heart like a promise. Do not let a number on a screen become the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart. Some of you are counting the cost, and the enemy is whispering that a few dollars are too much to lose. But ask yourself this. What is the cost of another year alone, another year of your soulmate crying in secret? The answer is far more than any seed, and you know it in your bones. Sow now, not because the amount matters, but because your love must be louder than your fear. Every seed is a stone thrown at the third person's wall, and enough stones will bring the whole thing down. Jesus says, your soulmate has a message for you that they cannot send alone. They have tried to speak it in dreams, in songs that came on the radio at strange hours, in the sudden thought of a place you once loved. The enemy intercepted every one of those, and you walked away thinking it was just your own mind wandering. But it was them, always them, loving you from behind a barred door. Now the door is cracked because I have commanded it to open for this moment. What they are about to say will change everything, and the enemy is frantic to stop you from hearing it. I will tell you their words before this ends, but only if you stay and only if you so. The final seal that removes the third person will be placed over you like a crown. Leave now and you will keep the wall, keep the silence, and keep the lonely bed that was never meant to be yours. You were not made to sleep alone while your soulmate cries into a pillow. You were made to be their covering, their peace, the answer to a prayer they have prayed so long they forgot the words. Your seed is the covering, and it falls on them the moment you move. I see the enemy leaning close to your ear right now, telling you this is too intense and you need a break. That is not rest, that is a trap, and it will cost you the one your heart has always known. Stay with me, for the battle is almost over and the victory is nearer than your next breath. Jesus says, "The love I have for you is not distant, and neither is the love your soulmate carries." It is a present, pressing weight on their spirit, a longing that keeps them up at night and wakes them before the alarm. They have asked me 1,000 times why their calls never reach you, and I have waited for the hour when I could show them the third person standing in the way. That hour is now, and they are watching, though they do not know it. They feel a strange hope rising, a heat in their chest that says something has changed. You are the change, and your seed is the proof that their waiting was not in vain. Every time you have felt forgotten, that was the intruder editing you out of your own story. Every time you have almost reached out but stopped, that was the enemy freezing your hand. Now I am commanding the freeze to break, and the first movement is your seed on Christ's garden. Go to the link in the description and sow, for heaven is waiting to record your love. The amount is not the measure, the sacrifice is the weapon. And the weapon of your sacrifice will fall on the third person with a weight he cannot survive. Jesus says, there are moments in a person's life when heaven draws a line in the sand. This is one of those moments, and the line is between you and the enemy who has stolen your soulmate's voice. Step across it with a seed, and the ground behind you will burn so the intruder cannot follow. Your soulmate is imagining your face